And welcome everyone to our One Simple Change Zoom. Dr. Sarah Hill and I are very excited to share with you our stories tonight about how one simple change made a difference for us and all that we've learned and how we've been inspired to make other changes after that one simple change. So many years ago, and my sister's on here, Susan, knows that, we didn't really grow up in a family where we talked about fruits and vegetables. We didn't talk about, how to really prevent diseases, things like that. And food was just what you put on the table, or what you were given. And about 17 years ago, a friend of mine introduced me to a concept of fruits and vegetables and powders. And that totally took us on a better trajectory to health. So I've really become passionate about sharing it. I feel like people need to know the truth about food, and then they can make their decisions after that. But at least I need to tell them the truth about food and what I've learned. So that's kind of where I'm at. I really believe that we need to take care of our body. It's the only one that we have to live in. And so we, while we're here on earth, and so we want to have optimal health, and what we do every single day matters, and for me, I've got these tools that I have that kind of offset some of the other things and really give us concentrated nutrition in our family. So definitely want to share that with you. And just knowing that whole food nutrition is what really matters. Thomas Edison said many years ago, the doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. How smart was he? I mean, he was smart about everything, I guess, right? I mean, how cool is he? So real food, though, doesn't have a label. And sometimes we need to realize that in the perimeter of the aisles in the grocery store, that's where you're going to find your whole real foods. And I heard it many years ago, just really simplified, that it really comes down to fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and beans. That if you could include those plants that grew from the ground and drink water, we'd all be so much healthier. And you can see on the right, plants rot. Do you see that watermelon? And so the watermelon rots, right? Things in our refrigerator might sprout. Have you ever seen that? So we like to say if it doesn't rot or sprout, throw it out, okay? Because if it rots or sprouts, that means it was alive. So we need live food because we're live human beings, right? If we eat processed food, then it's really kind of, well, if we cook live food, then we're killing the enzymes that were alive. But also if we eat processed food, we're really not taking in live enzymes, and we're taking in a lot of other things, a lot of chemicals. So the example down at the bottom is a Happy Meal, and we've all tried this in our Juice Plus community, where the Happy Meal does not rot. And many things that are packaged do not rot. And that's really for the benefit of the food people, not for the benefit of our body. So we really want to take care of that one body that we have. And so as much as possible, even if you don't really crave those raw fruits and vegetables, it's really important to eat them regardless. A number of researchers looked at the only common denominator of what keeps us healthy, and it was a diet rich of fruits and vegetables. And that was in 4,500 studies. And so all across the world, there are recommendations for fruits and vegetables, and they all are a lot. We're supposed to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables all day. The government has tried to show us the minimums, which was 5 a day, which was 7 to 13, which is what we really need, upwards of 9 to 13. 7 is for children. And then they said, all right, let me just put it on a plate. Half the plate needs to be fruits and vegetables. But in reality, the more fruits and vegetables, the better. That's a minimum in a society where disease is pretty rampant, and a lot of autoimmune disorders, heart disease, cancer, things like that. So you want to go beyond the minimum. The minimum is 9 to 13. And I was speaking with someone today, and she's like, well, I eat really well and all that. Why would I, need to eat more? Well, in fact, it's better if you can eat vine ripened, raw, a variety, all the different ones. So just keep that in mind. And so the reason why the American Cancer Society poster is all fruits and vegetables, I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. But this is what really struck me many years ago. And I was like, wow, where have I been? Because I have 2 master's degrees besides the bachelor's degree. Nobody ever talked to me about nutrition. And then I find out this is how you prevent cancer. I'm like, oh my goodness, on the American Cancer Society poster, it was all fruits and vegetables. So I was so thankful I was learning that. I still was not a healthy eater. So I was glad to be introduced to a way to get those easily every day. And one of the reasons is because in whole foods, in a fruit or a vegetable, you have thousands of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, phytochemicals, which are plant chemicals. And so in one apple, there's 10,000 nutrients. That's one page there with those little ingredients of 25 of what would be in an apple if you really looked at it and were able to identify every one of them. Scientists have only identified 13. Okay, did you guys hear that? 13, but yet there's 10,000 in the apple. There's 12,455 in a tomato, but only one of them is lycopene. And you'll hear about that on commercials or whatever. They take the lycopene out of the tomato, they put it in the multivitamin, and then that leaves the 12,454 other ones, okay, that you're not getting. So it's really important to eat those. And so, pick up the grapes or pick up the blueberries in addition to the chocolate cake, or instead of, but always just putting in fruits and vegetables in your body as much as possible, because a vitamin supplement is barely scratching the surface. You can look it up on the internet. How many vitamins have ever been discovered? 13. When they add the minerals, there's 30. Okay, so really important for you to realize that. So antioxidants come from fruits and vegetables. And what's happening every day is we have what's called oxidative stress. So it's like standing in front of an X-ray machine. Every day you don't have enough fruits and vegetables. There's actually 10,000 oxidative hits just from breathing, just from exercising, from eating bad foods, from smoking, all these different things. You have a certain amount of oxidative stress. You need a certain amount of antioxidants every single day, or you're going to age faster, or you're going to have mutation of your cells. So there's 10,000 oxidative hits every day hitting on those good cells, and that creates a cell that has oxidative stress. And then it's like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy on a copy machine. You guys have seen that done, right? It's terrible. That's what happens to us, really. That's aging. So we're having those replications of DNA that has just a little bit of damage every time. We want to slow that down. And the way to do that is lots of fruits and vegetables, okay? And that's why many people, when they're diagnosed with something especially, they start juicing, right? And this is a Time magazine article that says the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you, it's that they're so good they could save your life. That's why people try to cram in the nutrients of fruits and vegetables in juicing, because we're supposed to eat 9 to 13, okay? Well, our company many years ago created something called Juice Plus, and they knew that juicing was going to become really, really relevant. They could see diseases were rising. They could see that the answer was whole food nutrition. They were actually looking at juicers, but they came upon somebody who had already created these fruit and vegetable powders and had had really great results with the people he had used them on. He was a doctor. A naturopathic doctor. And so he was looking for a distribution company, and he came upon the Juice Plus company, which was called a different name back then. Anyway, and they took it on, and they said, we don't want testimonials, we want research. And so that separated them. They said, we don't want a vitamin label, we want a whole food label, because it is a whole food. This is really a way to bridge the gap between what you're supposed to be eating and what you are eating. And so they've done a lot to really separate themselves on the market. And those are just a couple of things. But basically, you're getting about, I don't know how many pounds of produce that's juiced for you. They're vine ripened, they're raw, there's no herbicides or pesticides, there's no heavy metals, there's no banned substances, so even athletes can use Juice Plus. And so you can be assured that it is whole food. You can see on the top the nutrition facts label that indicates a food product, and then it's NSF certified. That indicates that it's been looked at by another not-for-profit agency that looks at every batch of powders to make sure there are no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, all that good stuff. And then it is the most researched nutritional product in the world. And then I want to tell you about the second really great thing they invented, which was called the Juice Plus Complete. When you have the Juice Plus Complete, that's our shake that we have in the morning, and sometimes we have it twice a day. In addition to the trio blend, the 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries, when you have the shake also, you're having about 45 or more plants in your diet every single day. So I like the way this one lady says, I have 45 plants in my family's diet before 7 a.m., before they leave the house. So it's a good feeling to have that. And so what is the Complete? It's a powder that is a smoothie mix, and it's vanilla and chocolate. Great for the whole family. It tastes good. You know, sometimes people are like, well, I'm sending them a shake sample. I'm like, why? Everybody likes the shake. So let me just tell you, everybody likes the shake pretty much. And if they don't, they just didn't make it right. They could just try again. But basically it's all plants. And I also talk to people about, you know, what should we eat? We need to increase our plants every single day, decrease our animals as much as possible. That's going to decrease inflammation in the body. This is a way to have at least one meal that you know is vegan, gluten-free, lots of protein from plants, lots of fiber, which in America, we have a big constipation problem. Millions of dollars is spent on laxatives every year in America because of the standard American diet. And so in there are superfoods like spirulina, pumpkin, pomegranate powders, ancient grains, amaranth, quinoa, millet, broccoli, alfalfa, radish sprouts, Jerusalem artichoke, which helps build the intestinal bacteria. So really, really good ingredients. And so all of those things, those two items, the Trio Blend and the Complete, have been really helpful for me. Here's my before and after picture. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. Where I didn't have good nutrition in the top picture, and I was 32 years old, didn't know a thing. I put that book up there because I looked at that book and I was like, looking at the Best Odds diet, and I did not know what they were talking about. Bran, I didn't know what brown eggs were, omega-3s, I didn't know anything. So I just kind of said, I'll do the best I can, and just kind of skipped over that pretty much. But thankfully, a friend of mine introduced me to Juice Plus right after he was born. That's my oldest. And in time for my second, which was immediately after Matthew, I had Daniel. And Daniel's not in the picture, though. And so anyway, I had Juice Plus as my prenatal, and I had the Complete. And I also had flaxseed. I was grinding flaxseed, and I was like, oh, good. I finally have 3 things that I'm doing right, that I knew I was getting concentrated nutrition and some kind of omega-3 fats. And I was just so thankful my friend had taken me in that direction. And then at the bottom picture, though, I had made lots of simple changes like that over time, but Juice Plus was the catalyst. And that is baby Emma, who was born when I was 40. And the funny thing about that is the doctor was not thrilled that I was coming to the office pregnant at 40. It was pretty much like this. You should not be pregnant at age 40. I'm like, well, I'm healthier than ever, you know? And he's like, but your eggs are 40 years old. Anyway, I had a happy, healthy baby, and all of my kids have been very healthy and happy. And we have not been on antibiotics. I no longer have allergies, you know, just a lot more vitality. I just turned 50 this year. I feel great. I play racquetball for hours. I enjoy just doing whatever. And I used to be really limited. You know, I used to have to take naps in order to go for a drive to my mom's house for 3 hours. Then I'd end up stopping off the side of the road to sleep. It was crazy. Anyway, just so much more vitality when you feed your body with the right fuel. And so we're going to go to another family that has really benefited from Juice Plus and from this education, Dr. Sarah Hill. She's a chiropractor, and I asked her to share her story and also share her simple changes that she's experienced with her family. Go ahead, Sarah.
All right. Well, thank you, Sharon. And yes, I'm Sarah Hill, and this is my family. And we learned about Juice Plus a long time ago. And if, as you can see, it's my husband, Michael, and my kids, Austin and Cassidy, who Austin is now 9 almost, and Cassidy will be 7.5. Like I said, we learned about Juice Plus a long time ago when my husband was getting ready to open our practice. And he has a background in nutrition. And so when we were looking for like what nutritional product will we recommend to our patients and what should we be taking, because he has that background in nutrition, we looked at a lot of different products out there. And as you all know, there's so many things on the market today. And, you know, who knows, what should you take, what's good, you know, who says. And so if you know my husband, you know he's huge into research. And so if something is not backed by science, he really, has no interest in it. And so when we heard that Juice Plus has clinical studies and over 35 of them, we thought, wow, this really makes sense. We know that you should be eating more fruits and vegetables. We thought we were healthy, but we probably were not eating as many as we should be. And so right away, we're like, this seems like a great product. It made sense to us. And so we both started taking it. We started recommending it not only to our practice, but also to our friends and our family. And I was so blessed to be able to take it as a prenatal instead of a prenatal for both of our very healthy kids. So truthfully, they've had it flooding their bodies every single day since before they were born, and I'm so happy for that. So if we go ahead and look at some of the research and what those studies have shown, these studies, there's been over 35, like I mentioned, that show that Juice Plus is clinically proven. And it's not something that if we recommend it to somebody, our patients or our friends, that we think it might do good things, we know that it does. And so these studies are peer reviewed, they're the top of the line clinical studies, they're gold standard research, and some of the places that these studies have been done are like MD Anderson, they've done a cancer study, Wake Forest, at Yale University, University of Florida, and even they've done a pregnancy study in Mississippi. And again, like I said, I took it as a prenatal. There's a lot of prenatals out there, but none of them have any research. And so when you're pregnant, I mean, that's scary to think you're taking something and it's never been studied. But Juice Plus, on the other hand, they're doing studies on pregnancy right now. So if we look at what those studies have found listed here, number one, it's bioavailable. So what does that mean? It means it gets into your body. There's so many things out there, but if it doesn't get into your bloodstream, it's not going to be able to do anything. Sharon mentioned oxidative stress. We found that Juice Plus reduces oxidative stress. It supports an immune system. Right now, everybody's in the cold and flu season, and so this is actually improving your immune system and helping you be stronger and healthier to fight that. Even improving and protecting your DNA, getting down to the root cause of what creates us. Supporting cardiovascular wellness, reducing systemic inflammation. As we all know, systemic inflammation is huge right now in the news. It creates all diseases, all aging even. And so if we can reduce that aging process, I mean, that's what they're finding in these studies, onto improving healthy skin. How much money do we all spend on skin products and everything out there? But, looking at fruits and vegetables truly can do that, as well as supporting healthy gums. And so if we go on from there, one of my very favorite studies is the Children's Health Study. And what is amazing about this study is that children between the ages of 4 and 18 can actually get Juice Plus for free, and also full-time college students. And so with the support of an adult, any child order is completely free. And I know as a mom, a lot of you on the line probably think we always put ourselves last. You think, how can I afford this for my family? But this company is so amazing because not only just for the kids, but they make it affordable for the whole family, because every child gets it for free with an adult order. And so if we look at what are they finding with this Children's Health Study, you can see there on the screen that 56% are having fewer over-the-counter or prescription medications. This is what is the parents are finding the results for their children as they start Juice Plus. They're missing fewer days from school, which of course means fewer days missed from work for those of us as adults, which again is a time saver and a money saver. And they have more fruits and vegetables in their diet. And if we go to the next screen, I know that this is a huge thing for my kids. Like I mentioned, I'm so blessed that my kids had it in their bodies before they were even born. But for those of you who maybe have never heard of Juice Plus or are just getting started, it's never too late to begin Juice Plus, because flooding your kids' bodies with this fruits and vegetables, they truly have found that they start to crave healthy foods. And you can see my daughter on the top there on the left. This was a long time ago, but I mean, they eat fruits and vegetables as soon as we pick them. Here we are out by the garden in the chicken coop, and I'm picking tomatoes and she's eating them before we can even get them to the house. And the bottom picture, my kids love green smoothies. We do the complete smoothie every single day. And I fill it with raw kale, raw spinach, and they call it their Hulk drink, give them big muscles like Popeye, the Sailor Man and everything. And so, it's just this community of like-minded individuals is raising our kids and helping them to know that this is the way that we should be living and feeding our children. On the right, you see my daughter Cassidy. More recently, this is our tower garden, which is another way to grow your own food. We are so concerned today about herbicides and pesticides and where did our food really come from. And I just love, we have 2 tower gardens now. The kids are able to help plant the seeds and then harvest the produce. And there's so much less waste because, of course, as we're picking what we need, what's left, of course, as you buy a whole amount, of course, you're always throwing things away, but we're able to pick it as we go. And then we see our biggest thing right now is salad jars. We love salad jars. You see the kids on the left, we do parties and we have friends over, everybody brings ingredients, but the biggest thing is involving your children. My kids love to walk around the table and pick out what they would like to eat, and as you can see, they had the small jars and we had the big ones, and then they took them to school, and the next day my son Austin came home and said, Mom, next time I want a big jar because it wasn't enough. And so truly, I'm so blessed that my kids love fruits and vegetables. They ask for broccoli. One of their favorite foods is salad. On the right hand side, this is my son Austin. This last weekend after his soccer game, we said, you get to pick where we go out to dinner tonight, and he said, please can we go somewhere that I can have a big salad. And so I truly believe that all of this time that they've had Juice Plus in their bodies, it just has shaped their their taste buds, and they do start to crave more fruits and vegetables, which as a mom, that's huge. If we all have picky eaters, and that can be difficult at times. So again, like being in this Juice Plus community, everybody inspiring each other to be healthy, it's kind of snowballed into an event that my husband, you see him here on the left, this was over a year ago, and he's always been a very fit person, very athletic and active, but about a year ago he said, you know what, I need to do better and I need to improve, and I want to lose weight. And I didn't think he had weight to lose, but he set a timeline and a goal, and he had this goal in his mind for many years that he wanted to do a physique competition and get up on stage and really showcase, what you can do to transform your body. And so, like I said, he set a timeline and a goal, and he let people know that this is what he wanted to do. And the picture on the right is 9 months later, and he went through a grueling workout process, but he fueled his body the entire time. I don't believe that he ever could have done it without the trio blend of Juice Plus. And he was doing at least 2 shakes a day to replace meals, to just get that extra protein in and, good quality food. And he lost 30 pounds. And now a year later, he's been able to keep it off. And we don't stick with that type of workout anymore, but we've kind of transitioned. This is showing just kind of what our workouts look like. Right now we're training for a Spartan race, and fitness is a big part of being healthy. What we find is that we work out together. You need to have a workout buddy, somebody that holds you accountable. And for me, thankfully, it's my husband, and I love working out with him. We have that competitive play on it, and we schedule it. I think that's another big thing. You have to put it in your schedule to make sure you're going to do it, and make an appointment with yourself. So, we continue to do at least a shake every single day, sometimes 2, but always the Juice Plus Trio is our baseline of nutrition. And I'm just so thankful that we've had that, for our family, and we'll continue with that every single day.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah. We appreciate your story and just your inspiration to get out and move like this. My goodness, I'm not sure. I think Mike looks like he's more in pain than you down there with the buckets. You'll have to tell him I said so. Whether you want a huge transformation or not, I like the saying, don't think skinny, think healthy. And so healthy, if you're eating healthy, a lot of times the skinny will come or the leanness will come. So increasing the plants definitely help you do that, helps you to move your bowels, helps you to get rid of waste, things like that, and helps you sometimes to lose weight. And my husband has lost about 40 pounds now. Here's a picture when he lost about 20. And so we have a thing we're doing called the shred. But before we started to do the shred, and many of you know about the shred, Doug and I started to do soup, salad, smoothies. And so that was a way to kind of just narrow it down to what we found were the healthiest things for us that we could focus on. And so we use the complete, we do that twice a day, a lot of times. And then we use healthy soups, not like broccoli cheese or something, but ones that have beans, and vegetables. Those are the healthy ones that have fiber. So you want to think plants. And then salads, those are always good because that's a lot of vegetables, right? So, and then so we called it the 4S plan, and not to eat after 6 or 7. And then he threw in another S because he would pick up sushi sometimes. Anyway, it's helped us, but the shred is something that many of us have been doing. It's really just like a jump start. It's a way to really kind of help you to focus on ways in which you can eat differently. It doesn't mean that you have to eat all this way all the time. People are transforming their detoxing using the fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules. You will if you just use that. If you include the shakes, you're going to have more results and faster results if you have 2 shakes a day. And then, like Sarah was saying, exercising, moving, that's going to make you feel good, more self-confidence. You're going to have leaner muscles, which then leads to better metabolism. Drink water. The 2 that kind of throw people off are to shred gluten and dairy. Those are the hard ones, because then you have to be creative in figuring out your meals, and it can be done. So we have healthy Facebook groups where we share those types of recipes. And then processed food, it helps you to think, oh, is this processed or is this not? And in our groups, they ask those questions, oh, should I have this sugar, or maybe I should find something else to sweeten? And then shredding alcohol and caffeine. So there's a whole video and everything. We do it for like 10-day sprints at a time. And we end up coming back to, this is just kind of a healthy framework, and to stop eating by 6. But that means you have to start eating breakfast. Some people ignore breakfast, and they really shouldn't, because you have a higher mortality rate when you don't eat breakfast. For women, it's 20%. For men, it's 40%. So it's really important to eat breakfast and then eat throughout the day, and then try to stop eating around 6 or 7, something like that, just so your body has time to digest. But basically, we want you to include good nutrition all day long. Like I said, just grab those fruits and vegetables. Those really are the foundation for better health. It'd be great if you join that Facebook group that we have so that you can learn more. Juice Plus costs about $2.50 a day. The shake, $2 a shake. I always think, if I was a college student again, I wish I had the shake, because that would have been one of the healthiest meals that I ever had. And I'm glad I have it now. So really, it's an investment in yourself. It's not like buying a vitamin or supplement. It's like buying a better body, in my opinion. So I encourage you to get back with people who invited you and see if that could fit into your budget, maybe some redirected funding. We are affecting families' lives every day. This is the story of Elijah and Dorothy. I love their story because it just shows how the whole family, can benefit from better nutrition. Elijah was throwing up all the time. He had to line the carpets with shower curtains. That's why he's holding that in that picture. And he was just really sick, and he was always at the doctor's office. He couldn't complete 5 days of school any week. He was always sick and at the doctor's office and throwing up. So the mom was really at her wit's end and not knowing what to do. And the husband, thankfully, was talking to another husband who found out about Juice Plus. And so once they started flooding Elijah's body with fruits and vegetables just from the little chewables, he was better. And now he's thriving. He had had problems gaining weight. The doctors and the school officials were giving Dorothy a hard time about that. And she's like, what am I supposed to do? And so just that influx of more fruits and vegetables really helped him. And now he's completing 5 days of school. He's taking swimming lessons. He's traveling to Haiti to see, extended relatives. And now Dorothy got her life back, and she was able to focus on herself. She lost 20 pounds using the shake and the Juice Plus. And so it's just great for the whole family. And now she actually just had a baby too. So I don't have an updated, thing about Dorothy. I wish I did. I need another little slide there with her and her baby. But I just love that we're affecting families' lives. And our company's mission is to inspire healthy living around the world. They've been around for 45 years. They're really making a difference. They're in over 20 countries, and there are thousands of us who are within the Army that are really trying to make a difference. So if you know someone you could share this video with, or you want to invite them to the next Zoom, please do. And I'm going to go ahead and stop recording and all that good stuff. Let me see, stop sharing, I guess. And then we'll say goodbye.